All right, welcome back to the second part of our floor covering worksheet. Now, we got all of the products done for the top part here. Now we need to finish the services for the hard surface. Okay, so now down here, a couple of things we always have to do is install LVT, glue down. I do like to put that in there as to whether it's glue down or floating. Now, we do have 108 square feet of this, so that's pretty simple. And now for the removal of vinyl stick down, we need another 108 square feet at $2. And okay, so we've got the install, we've got the removal. Let's go ahead and check our drawing and see what else we're needing here. All right, we've got a toilet we're gonna have to pull out, floor prep. We've got the disposal for both sides. Okay, so the toilet and the floor prep there. And here we've got 2 appliances and some significant floor leveling, and the base work needs to be done. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to here. So we'll put in for the base work. Okay, that's to install the vinyl cove. That's to remove and replace the base in the kitchen that we were talking about. That's all base work. We had 45 linear feet of that at $3. And then let's see here. That's the base work. And then we needed our floor prep items. Now, I don't usually put in something odd like, you know, the significant floor prep versus regular floor prep. So I'm going to put in our square footage for $1 for floor prep, and then I'm going to put leveling as a separate charge. The thing with services is that we can typically put services in any way we want for unit, things like that, whereas with products we have to be more specific, as I was alluding to earlier. So with this one, I think I'm just going to add an hour of labor for the leveling, you know, because I don't know exactly how much it's going to take them, or how much it's going to be for a square footage idea. So I think if I do it by the hour, we're going to be in better shape than trying to, you know, add in another $1 per square foot for floor prep or whatever. So anyway, so leveling, we're going to do it for the $75 here. And then let's see here. We had just a couple more things. So floor prep was done. Okay, so now we need to do the appliances and toilet, I think, was the last thing that we had. Looks like it. Yep. Okay, so we had 2 appliances and 1 toilet. So 2 ways we can do this. One, we can put in appliances and then list them. Let's see, gas stove and toilet. Gas stove and toilet out only. That's always normal. And fridge out and back, because it's no water. We can put the fridge out and back, no water. So let's see, gas appliances and toilets, to take them out only, $50 and $50. The fridge out and back, $40. So 50, that's $140. So we'll just do one line item, which we can do one each. Now obviously these are these items over here, these appliances, the gas stove, toilet, and fridge, are going to go in the notes when they put it in. So that would be the last thing. Not 1,400, how about 140? Okay, so there. So that's how we fill this out for the customer. And then we can simply go through and say, okay, yep, this, and this, and they usually understand that. Oh, we forgot one thing. Transitions. Anybody who caught me on that one, good for you. Let's see here. So we need to list those transitions, because those were in the carpet portion, remember? And these are going to be real wood transitions because they're going to go from the Carndean to, we're going to be changing the Carndean to that, so we don't need to do metal. So let's go ahead and go back and find our transitions here. We had 2 3 linear feet trans to hard surface and 1 4 linear foot trans to hard surface. Okay, so we just we do it kind of like we did with the appliances, where I put them in like that, or I list them like that. So we need 2 3 LF, and I don't do trans. I don't say trans to. I put it in here. Now, hard surface to carpet is going to be a square nose. I do those SQN. And then for the second one, we need a 4LF SQN for another square nose. Now, these get charged out. We've got 1, 2, 3 of those. So 3 each at $80. And this here includes the carpet, or the product and the labor. So for those of you who may think this is a little high, this is also installed. So it's not just the product. Okay, so anyway, there, as you can see, we have this all filled out. This is what we would need for the customer, and we'd be able to say this is what your quote is. It's going to be $67.42.84. Now, the thing here is that let's say the customer goes with it, something like that. The problem now is that this is very difficult for a controller to put in, because it does not have everything that you need to be able to put it in the correct quantity conversions. So like square footage, okay, here we don't do square feet in RFMS, so this should be converted to square yards. Also, this is a bundle price, so we also have pad and install labor put in here. We need to break those items out to go to the actual controller, so that they can put it in more easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 588 and divide that by 9 so we can get our yardage. So that's first. 588 square, so that comes out to 65.33 yards. So I'm going to put that in first. SY. Now, this is going to be, now we need to put pad in here, so that's at $6.99. Okay, so we write that in as Tahoe. Now remember, this is after we've talked to the customer. The customer doesn't see all this. We're just changing it for our own records. We can put in our supplier, which for this is stock. Okay, mystical morning, mystical cap, or whatever the heck it was called. Mushroom cap, I'm sorry. We'll have to change that so it looks right. If anybody caught that, good for you. All right, so I don't know what manufacturer that is. We'll just call it, what are we going to call it? Let's just call it a shop product, just to make it easy. Okay, so, and then the other item that was in there is install, right? So we need to do install carpet on concrete. Okay, so we're going to install the same amount of carpet, SY, at $8.20 for on concrete. Okay, so now we have those two items in there. We can figure out how much $6.49 comes to. $6.49, do this on a calculator, $6.49 times 9 gives us $58.41. That's how much this is per yard carpet, pad, and install labor. So now we have to remove the pad and the install labor. So minus $6.99 for pad, minus $8.20 for labor, comes to $43.22. So we're going to put this to $43.22. We're going to change this to 65.33 SY per square yard. All right, now everything here looks pretty good except for one more item. We have to change this remove and dispose to square yards as well. So 65.33 SY 585. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and look through here and see if we have any additional quantity issues. Let's see. Carndine is sold and put into the system as square feet, so we're good there, and that comes from Carndine, as we all know. The adhesive is the K91, right? So we should probably put in that item number here. Be as specific as you can with these items. It should be very specific. You should be getting these right, getting them easier for the controllers to put in. Vinyl Cove, what's the color? You know, maybe it's, I'm just going to make up a number, say it's 12 gray. I mean, you're going to want to put that in there so people know that it's 12 gray. And then where you need to order that from, those come from Hanks. Let's see, the transitions, those come from Moldings Online. If you want a specific color for that versus just one that's supposed to coordinate with the floor, you are going to want to put that color number in this product description. You're going to want to put a color number in here. Just that type of thing is important. Okay, one other quantity issue that we have here, we don't really need to order 3 of these, it looks like. Looks like we need to order 2. So we're going to put in 2 of these, and we'll change that. And then, so there you go. So, you know, because now that I think about it, these are 6.5 feet long. So 3 linear feet, there's 6 feet, and then another one for 4 feet. So we can order those pretty easily. All right, so that's what I mean by, so as you guys can see, this is now prepped for the controller. You know, you can change these. Usually I fill them out by hand for the customer. I bring it back, put it into, you know, sometimes I do it on the computer, sometimes I do it, I refill it out by hand. That's up to you. I think it's probably better to do it on the computer. It's easier to read, but as you can see, that's the easiest way to do it. One thing that controllers need to keep in mind is that if the quantities are wrong here, or you know, wrong for what you need to put in, particularly up at this top portion, you know, we can get into some sticky problems here, and you guys need to make sure that you're holding the people who are providing you these measures and these floor covering worksheets accountable to make sure that they do it right. It's because it makes your job more difficult, and that's not what we want. Your job should not be that difficult. It should be easier to do this than what it has been to do it. So make sure that you're holding them to the fire. If this is what you need, this is how you need it. It needs to be in here just like it were a work order that was in RFMS. You know, if we can get this all going together, then it'll work out pretty well. So anyway, so that's the last part of this portion of it. Now, what I'm going to do is for the next training, I'm going to actually take this, I'm going to actually take one of these and put it in RFMS so that you guys can see how easy this is. So next week, that's what we'll do. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know. Other than that, that's how you fill out a floor covering worksheet.